Today, we're going to have a real conversation about what happens to our bodies after the babies, but before the golden years, and how we as women can find our way back to feeling whole again. These are the Menopause Files. So when did you first notice that your body was changing, not specifically because of weight, but more so because of age, hormones, or just life? And how did that moment make you feel?
I guess I'll take that because I am the menopausal one. And I noticed that a lot of different things: brain fog, hair loss, extra weight is a big thing. You can't just work it off the way that you used to. It doesn't just fall off like it used to. So that was a real moment for me. I knew that I was not going to be that little 30-something-year-old that can just slip on a dress like I used to. Mm-hmm. It takes more effort now. And it was really disheartening because I used to be really, really cute.
You still are cute, girl. You are cute. I think it's important because weight doesn't change who you are, right? And that's what we have to promote to patients, that just because you've gained weight does not mean you're a different person, you're less cute or whatever. You're still the same cute girl, but there are things you can do about it. If it really does bother you or rise to the level of being a part of your conversation, that's when you should start looking into what can I do to get back to a place where I feel my confident self, where I could slip that dress on and go.
What I've noticed also is that a lot of patients who you don't think have anything wrong, the moment they take off that dress, their confidence level goes down. They start to show all of their blemishes. They have stretch marks. They have sad boobs, and things that you can't see under their clothes because they're hiding it, right? And at some point they say, this is enough, and what can I do about it? But you'd never know. Half of the people that are walking around, you would never know that they're hiding things underneath of their out of their clothes.
Well, it's time to stop hiding.
So do you believe it's truly possible to get back to the version of yourself you felt connected to before kids and menopause? Or is this chapter about creating a new version of yourself entirely?
I think you can get back to that version if you like that version. If that wasn't somebody that you liked, why are we going back that way? Right? Like, I think every day is an opportunity to be who you want to be. And sometimes that's a different person. So it really depends on who you were. I've always been the same person. If you met me 20 years ago and you met me today, they'll be the same people, right? But I know some people grow into themselves. They feel more confident after having life's experiences like childbirth, like marriages, divorces, right? Jobs. And so if the person that you were is not somewhere you want to be, then strive to be in a place where you are happy with the product that you're presenting out, right? Don't try to be anybody else. That's boring, right? Trying to be like other people, that's incredibly boring and inauthentic. Be you. Like, and if people don't go for it, you're not going to be for everybody anyway, right? Take the labor out of trying to be fake. Just be authentic.
It's okay to be yourself, and you can't be anybody else. Everybody else is taken. However, when those things come, when those menopausal items kind of like show up in your life, I always tell people stay on top of them because they can also get away from you. They show up, and sometimes it's one after the other. And for a moment, you think you're going crazy. You all haven't gone through it yet, but I will tell you, be ready. And when you are starting to experience these things, make sure that you, like I said, stay on top of them. The moment you start seeing something, for instance, if it's hair loss, start working on it. If you do start seeing that your skin is starting to change, stay on top of it. The moment that you feel like your weight has gotten a little bit too far out of hand, stay on top of it. Because it's not just weight. It's a lot of other things that are mixed in there with the extra weight gain. Now you're talking about diabetes. Now you're talking about heart problems and arthritis. If you're not staying on top of those things as they come, then now you have all of these compounded problems. And that's when you see these people who they say they're 50, but they look like they're 60. And they're not dealing very well with all of these things. It's traumatizing to be, but if you stay on top of it, I think that you'll be okay.
I think that's smart.
So what's one thing about this stage of life, physically or emotionally, that no one ever warned you about?
Our mothers never told us what was going to happen beyond having a hot flash or our cycle stopping. And there's so much more than that. There's the brain fog. There's the anxiety. There's a lack of sleep. You cannot sleep and you don't know why. So you're up 3-4 times in the middle of the night. That's terrible. But it's it's multi-layered, and it's mental, it's physical. And of course, there are other things that happen in your in your in your lady parts. But nobody ever said anything. Your libido goes down. You feel like you're always going to be that sexy 35-year-old. And when you look in the mirror, you feel like you're losing that person. She's not there anymore. So you really have to start to reevaluate yourself, but also reimagine yourself. And menopause gives us a chance to be able to do that.
I will say I have to take from what my patients have told me. And the one thing is that the energy level has gone down. No one told them that their energy would be different, because with menopause, you have a withdrawal of certain hormones, and that leads to a decrease in your metabolism, which is a decrease in just your energy level and your spark and your get up and go. So it leads to more fatigue. And so if you have a laundry list of things to do because life doesn't stop, then exercising falls off the list, or going for a walk falls off the list. And then you're eating because you don't have time, food you would not have chosen before. And so all those things are compounded. Then patients come in with this middle that they complain about, men and women, but mainly women come in with this lower third middle that is now exaggerated and that is now burdensome. And I think that's what no one told us about, that our body would change that drastically over a short period of time, or not respond in the same way.
It doesn't
That's
respond
something
at all.
that's something that wasn't told. In fact, my mom didn't have any menopausal symptoms. I think she had some, she became a little more short for a short period of time. She was very reactive to certain things, but then that passed. And so she didn't have anything to share with me.
Why do you think so many women feel guilty for wanting to fix parts of their body when in reality it's about so much more than just how we look?
And I always say, if it comes up in conversation more than once, it bothers you. And then you need to then do your research and fix it. So if something makes you feel guilty, then it has to be some external force. Everybody's not going to be your cheerleader. Say, Sorrel, get them thighs liposuction. Lakeisha, get those breast implants. Sonia, get that butt implant, whatever. Everybody's not going to cheer for the same things you're cheering for. But what do they say? To thine own self be true. I wouldn't even worry about what other people would think or feel guilty about it, because you have to live with this body and this self.
I think that we feel guilty because we've been taking care of everyone else for so long.
Yep.
We take care of our kids. We take care of our partners. No one ever takes care of us. And menopause, for me at least, my patients say the same thing over and over again when they come in. I'm finally going to take care of me. This is for me. And some of them, even though they say that, they're still feeling guilty about it.
Really?
Right. And they're doing it almost, they're saying, yeah. And I always tell them, no, this is your time. It's okay for you to take care of you because you're the only you got.
I also think we feel guilty a lot of times because as a society, we devalue focus being put on ourselves and how we look. Women are objectified constantly, but when you start to invest in your appearance, it can be taken as being superficial, right? And as a result, it makes us feel like we shouldn't, because we're taking care of everybody else, we shouldn't spend on ourselves. We shouldn't indulge ourselves. We shouldn't be so concerned with how we look, when in reality, how we look impacts everything in life and how we interface with ourselves and the rest of the world. I also think that there's a stigma associated with our sort of work, getting our sort of work, because it means that you don't love yourself.
Opposite.
And exactly that. It is the opposite. You, like you said, you want to ride this thing out.
Yes.
You want to enjoy yourself for as long as you have you, right? So there really isn't anything wrong with being invested in maintaining your good feelings about how you look.
I think that's one reason why Peel House is the place to go, because we're doing natural enhancements. We're having people go out here still looking like themselves. We're not having somebody come in and then go outside with, incredibly augmented face, incredibly augmented lips, incredibly froze. We are doing natural enhancements to beauty that already exists. And that's why I think this is a place for everybody, men and women, to come in and at least have the conversation.
People don't come here to look like someone else. They're coming here to look like the best version of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's about restoration. Folks often say, well, I don't want to look different, but aging makes us look different, right? So being able to, in a very natural way, restore some of what has been lost just as a result of time is a beautiful thing. So ladies, thank you so much for having this open and honest discussion. These are the Menopause Files.